Hello and welcome to another open source workplace video. Very happy to have Jonathan Schultz back with us today. Jonathan, how are you doing? Week 6 or 7, I think it is.
Yeah, 7. Crazy.
Week 7. Wow.
Yep.
Crazy. How
I
are you
see a
doing? You
little
keeping well?
daylight with the reopenings, little bit by bit, we're feeling progress. When this
Yeah.
first started, you were wondering like, oh my God, is it ever going to end? And as time goes on, we're starting to get more used to what it feels like during these weeks of how we're communicating, which is obviously being demonstrated right now. Learning way more how to do it well, right? At the beginning, I was as confused as everyone on how, to do this new way of collaboration. And it's nice to feel at least settled being unsettled right now.
And whenever you think about that reopening, what emotion sort of floods through you?
I mean, a little bit like it's weirdness, right? Like, am I gonna be walking down the street and like want to like move 20 steps to the left because someone's coming in my direction? Am I gonna feel completely unapproachable? Which my personality is the opposite of that. I mean, I love approaching and talking, communicating, and being with people. So it kind of feels weird and interesting at the same time. So we'll see how
Yeah.
that goes.
No, no, I hear you, man. I hear you. And we've been in this, as we said, for 7 weeks. Had you, if you could look back and you sort of knew what this lockdown was going to be like, what is the one thing you would have liked to have done knowing that the lockdown was going to take place?
Wow. So what is popping in? So the first thing that just popped into my head is my mother and father in Florida, and my mother is going through something medically, a little bit of an illness, and I was going down to see them, and I was spacing it out, always feeling I had more time to do it, and now I can't. So I would have wished I went down there more and been there more.
Mm. Yeah, and I think a lot of people sort of feel that way, John, and that's sort of one things that I think this time has given to us. It allows us to look at what matters and what doesn't matter, and well, not to say that things don't matter, but we appreciate things that maybe we took for granted. So
Oh, so I have a checklist of that. I've been writing things down every day.
yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
amazing how, when you're in this circumstance now, and it's now an extended period of time, you could see how many for granted issues you take.
Yeah, yeah, no, and obviously as we look forward and you look back and you think about your business side of things, it's often says we can make better choices by asking better questions. And as you think about that, I'd be curious to know, what do you do? What do you go through when you make decisions? Do you have like a series of questions that you ask yourself or of any situation?
For most of my life, I've been sort of a gut person. I really do listen to my inner self, how I'm feeling in a situation. And what I've learned to do as I've gotten older, everyone in business and in life wants to be successful. We're pursuing and we're moving forward and pushing forward, and we're all in this race to this supposed goal, right? Climbing our mountains. And I think the more I listen to that inner angst, happiness, whatever it's telling me, and the more I take a few steps back to just understand why I'm feeling what I'm feeling and then not act too quickly and analyze and ask myself, like, why am I feeling that this is so good? Why am I feeling that this is so bad? And try to get to the underlying root cause of that feeling. I tend to make better decisions. It also stops me from being and acting too quickly. I think, any entrepreneur, just wants to go.
Is that always an instinct you've had, or is that you think through experience you've got better at trusting your gut, or your gut's just got better at telling you through experience?
I think my gut's my gut, and then it's all the work I do after how I feel, right?
Mm,
And as I've gotten older, I've had patience with it. I think the overreaction or too quick of a reaction is what usually gets us into trouble in our decisions. Not that you want to sit around and pontificate forever, but at the end of the day, I think the more you just take your time understanding why you feel the way you feel and why ask the question why. I think, why am I doing this? Is this necessary? Just a few little questions before you just act will always give you at least the strength to move forward or the reason why not to do it.
No, that's great. That's great. And we did actually come back to questions that you do ask yourself. So that's interesting, right?
Yes. Yeah, we did. We did. They surface.
It did surface. Maybe just
Yeah.
have to ask the same question a couple of times, you know. But John, look, I appreciate your time again, and it's always great to see you, always great to chat with you, and I appreciate you sharing your insights and experiences with us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.